guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Samantha, and if you're not new here, welcome back. As you can see by the title of today's video, I'll be talking about my unpopular opinions, pregnancy edition. I've not seen anyone do this on YouTube, so if there is anyone who knows of anyone who's done this, please let me know. I'd love to watch. I have seen unpopular opinions, you know, for dating and relationships and things like that, but I've never seen one for pregnancy, so I thought it would be kind of interesting. I am currently pregnant. I'm in my third trimester, and I've been through quite a few things in my first and second and third trimester so far. So I do have quite a few different opinions that may not be very common. So if you're interested, please stay tuned and keep watching. So I've put together about 10 to 12 unpopular opinions. I don't know how many I'll go through. Some of them kind of sound quite repetitive. And if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. So there's that. So my first unpopular opinion is the fact that I think pregnancy can be very lonely and isolating. I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about that because, you know, for a lot of pregnant women, once you're pregnant, you know, people are a little bit more like caring and catering to you and things like that. And hopefully, you know, you have like a good support system. So, you know, I'm fortunate to have a great support system myself. So it's not that I'm alone or anything, but I think when you're pregnant, unless there's somebody who is literally pregnant right alongside you, there are so many things that you're just experiencing on your own. Even though you might have the support of like sisters or like mothers or friends who've experienced pregnancy as well, if they're not currently pregnant, it's still just you. Like, you're the only one who can't drink, you're the only one who can't eat sushi, you're the one who's experiencing the back aches and the nausea and whatever. And even if you have a partner and they're there supporting you, you know, 24/7, you still are the only person who's experiencing these different things. And I feel like that can feel kind of like lonely, you know, because I don't know, I feel like you're in it with others, but not really. Like, your body is the one that's going through all of these changes, and not everyone can really resonate with that in that moment. So in that aspect, I feel like it could be kind of, you know, isolating. And then on top of that, I think, you know, the emotional like toll it takes on a pregnant woman, or like all the hormones and all of these changes, it's really just you. Like, you know, people can be happy for you and all these things, but pregnancy is just, it's a lot. Yeah, that's why I feel like it could be kind of isolating and lonely. My second unpopular opinion is the fact that maternity clothes is a waste of money, but not entirely. So I will say, like, you don't need to buy a bunch of maternity clothes. Like, you don't need maternity tops and dresses and things like that. If you want to purchase those things, by all means, like, I'm not stopping you, but I don't think it's really required. I think you can really just size up in some of your clothing if they're not really fitting you, especially as you're getting bigger. You can size up by stretching your clothing. I know for me, I just bought like a bunch of stuff on Shein once I was in my second trimester and I started showing. I bought a bunch of like, you know, dresses that were stretchy so they would grow with my belly. I got some, you know, graphic t-shirts, which is something that I honestly started wearing during pregnancy. I wasn't really into that prior to, but, you know, some graphic t-shirts or some biker shorts was like a cute look and comfortable for me as well. But I will say the only thing that I do feel like may be worth getting is maternity leggings, or pants or shorts, because like I said, I bought like dresses and skirts and tops like that were not maternity, but it's very hard to find things that are non-maternity bottoms that will look good, you know? So, and also be supportive because, you know, like, you have your belly, some people like their belly covered, some don't, you know, so some will wear like regular leggings and just have it sitting under their belly, and that's not really comfortable for everyone. I know for me that's not the most comfortable. So I would say maybe getting that, but I wouldn't say to get a lot. Like, you probably need only like a few sets, not sets, but a few pairs of leggings, maybe a couple of biker shorts, and maybe like, if you're into like jeans and stuff, maybe getting like the stretchy jeans that have the thing on the side. I got a pair of denim shorts. I got a couple pairs of denim shorts from Shein, and they had that little stretch thing. If I have a picture of them, I'll insert them. But yeah, like, buying a bunch of maternity clothes is a waste of money. My third unpopular opinion is the fact that people touching your belly can be very awkward. So obviously some people don't like being touched in general. So there are some people who don't want their belly touched at all. But for me, I don't really care, you know, but I do feel like it's awkward, especially if the baby is not moving. It's like, it just feels like you're just touching my belly, like you're just touching me. It doesn't feel like you're touching anything special. Obviously there's a baby in there, so that's special, but it doesn't feel like that as the person being touched, you know? So yeah, but it's not a big deal to me. I'm not someone who's like really like a stickler for like touchiness and stuff, so I don't really care, but it is kind of awkward. My fourth unpopular opinion is that I think prenatal yoga classes and prenatal massages should be covered by insurance. Like, and honestly just prenatal anything, because I feel like those things are part of your overall well-being and care as a pregnant woman. And like, if you really think about it, you know, like, my boyfriend brought up a good point, like, you know how like therapy is covered by a lot of insurances. I'm like, why isn't like massage therapy covered? I don't know if that's a great comparison, but I feel like your body goes through so much, you know, aches and pains and things like that. And I feel like it would just be the right thing to cater to pregnant women in that way. And maybe if they didn't even cover the entire cost, but maybe a portion of the cost. Same thing for like yoga classes or like prenatal Pilates or something, which I feel like is kind of somewhat of a preparation for a woman who's about to give birth. You know, a lot of women, you know, they'll do like their exercise balls and like, you know, stretching and things like that. But it would be nice if there was an actual class that was covered by insurance. Maybe I'm not really sure if that's a thing. Maybe I have to look into it, so you guys can let me know. But to my knowledge, my insurance doesn't cover those things, but I think it would be nice. My fifth unpopular opinion is the fact that pregnancy does not always feel beautiful. So, you know, people talk about like how much of a beautiful experience it is, and you know, even though like your body goes through so much, like it's worth it, and blah blah blah. And that's great and all, but in the moment, like, you can feel like very ugly. Like, I'm always joking like how I feel like I just look like a potato, you know, I just don't feel pretty. Like, you know, your body's going through so much, you're fuller, like your face is fuller, like you don't really look like yourself, you don't feel like yourself, you feel heavier, you feel tired, you're nauseous, and it just doesn't feel like a great, beautiful experience. You know, obviously you're grateful for your baby, you know, and that part of it is beautiful, but I just don't think pregnancy is as glamorous as it looks sometimes. You know, when you see people on Instagram with their bellies and like, you know, looking cute and stuff, and I'm just like, they probably feel like shit. They probably don't feel great like all the time, you know. My sixth unpopular opinion is the fact that I don't think baby showers are necessary. I feel like if you can afford one, yes, it's a great way to like celebrate with your friends and family, welcome the new baby, all that stuff. I personally am having one, so this is not to say that, you know, I think they're completely just a waste of time. But I do feel like if you're not in a position where you can afford a baby shower, or no one is throwing you a baby shower, you don't need to have one. I feel like you can just create your registry and send it out to people. If you don't want to send it out to people, you could just keep it. If people ask for it, you send it to them. But I just feel like, you know, a lot of pressure is put to have a baby shower, and it's not really necessary. And baby showers can be very expensive, especially if no one's throwing it for you. I've been planning my own baby shower, and me and my boyfriend, obviously, we're not obviously, but thankfully we're in a great position where we could have it, but it's just like they cost a lot of money, and there are a lot of planning, you know. And I'm just thinking, like, some people who have these really extravagant aesthetic baby showers, like, they must have some really rich friends and family, because I don't know if all the gifts that you're gonna get always equates to the cost of the baby shower itself. But maybe, you know, there's ways to get around it. A lot of people have their baby showers at home or at parks and things like that. I just know for myself, we actually have a venue. You know, I want to be a little extra, but yeah, I feel like a baby shower is not always necessary. I also feel like a baby shower is not always necessary because some people don't always have friends and family like that. So I think I think there's less pressure to have one when you don't have, you know, that many close people to you. You know, maybe you can throw a little something, but yeah. My 7th unpopular opinion is mostly for the 3rd trimester, which is feeling the baby kick is kind of annoying sometimes, which sounds kind of bad because of course I love feeling my baby kick, but sometimes, like, she's just doing a lot of crazy different things where I'm just like, she's rolling and then she's like pushing against like certain parts of like my belly or like my organs, I don't know, and it's just really uncomfortable. Obviously I am very grateful whenever she is moving, because, you know, once you're in your 3rd trimester, you should be counting the kicks to make sure that the movement is within like normal range of however much a baby should be moving. But I feel like the movements, especially when you're just like, we're trying to relax, it can be kind of bothersome. But obviously you still want to feel it, but I feel like honestly it's not always the best feeling. My 8th unpopular opinion is that pregnancy is not an excuse to be irrational. So this is kind of iffy, because I do know that a lot of women experience different hormones and hormonal changes when they're pregnant. So I do understand that it is throwing you out of whack. So there are certain reactions you will have to things that you normally wouldn't. But I feel like there is still a level of like common sense that you have. Maybe this is just me assuming, but I feel like there are certain things you should know, that like you shouldn't be acting that way or saying certain things. And some people just use pregnancy as an excuse. But again, like, it's kind of iffy. I don't know what pregnancy is like for every other woman. I know for myself, I wasn't very hormonal. I didn't really get angry and cry randomly and things like that. But I did experience like certain times where I would be like really irritated over something I normally would just brush off, or like kind of just overreact to certain things a little bit more than usual. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's not always an excuse. I feel like some women are just using it as a pass, and it really shouldn't be a pass. My 9th popular opinion is a lot of the trendy like baby stuff and gadgets are very unnecessary, and they're usually for the parents, specifically the mom, and not the baby. Obviously for first-time moms, we tend to get really excited over things, and like, you're looking up everything. You want the best for your baby. You want, you know, to have the best quality of things. You want to be as prepared as you can. So there are so many things that people are throwing at you. You know, people that you might know personally, on the internet. I know that obviously on YouTube, a lot of people do their baby must-haves and what's on their registry and things like that, and a lot of it is like not necessary. Not to say that's not useful. I haven't had my baby yet, so I may be eating my words in the next few months, but I think some of the overpricey things, like the Hatch baby sound machine, it is on my registry, but like, I'm debating removing it, because I'm like, can't you use like an Alexa or something to just play white noise for your baby? Like, why do you need a sound machine? And then even things like the Snoo bassinet, which is like $1,000 or something outrageous like that, and these like super expensive strollers like the Vista and whatever. Obviously if you can afford it, I I can't control people's pockets, so spend as you wish. But I don't know if a lot of those things are really worth it, you know, but teach their own. My 10th unpopular opinion is that people try a little too hard to give their baby like the most unique name possible. I do think that your baby's name should be well thought out. Obviously, that's the name that they're going to be carrying for the rest of their lives, you know, and I think a name can be very defining, especially if it has a deep meaning behind it. But I think some people try to like really like be so out of the box that the name is just like odd. Like, it doesn't even sound cute, it doesn't sound unique, it doesn't sound nice, it just sounds odd. And I feel like certain names, I'm like, you do realize this child is going to go to school and have a job one day and like have to apply for things, and like, I don't know, I just find it weird when people are just naming their children just random words or phrases, or they after certain things. I'm just like, you know. And then there's the people who just like overuse the unique names that are not really unique anymore. They're common now. But I think I'll probably make a video on names I like but won't be using, because my baby's name is already picked out, but and it is pretty unique. Like, but it's not super unique. Like, there's people with that name, so it's not common, but it's nice. I love her name. My 11th unpopular opinion is that men should be held to a higher standard when it comes to pregnancy and raising children. I feel like a lot of times when men do certain things that women do all the time, they're just so praised for it, and women are just expected to do it. So for instance, like if a man has a woman who's pregnant, whether it's their wife or girlfriend, whatever, and you know, she can't do as much, and then so he starts doing like the cooking and the cleaning and things like that, a lot more of it. I don't know, I feel like it's not as impressive as a lot of people make it seem to be. Like, men should be cooking and cleaning on a regular basis, you know, and sharing that load with women. For me, fortunately, that was always the case. Obviously, since I've been pregnant, my boyfriend has stepped up a little bit more, but he's always cooked and cleaned since the beginning of our relationship. And even for men, once the baby's actually born and they change the diaper or they feed them or whatever, it's just like, you're their parent too. You should be doing those things. A lot of it is the bare minimum, and it is, you know, in comparison to men who don't do those things, it is something that is appreciated by, you know, the mother of the baby. But I feel like it's not something that should be overly praised, because women do those things all the time and we don't really get praised for those things. My 12th unpopular opinion is that I don't know how people can justify drinking while pregnant, which honestly I didn't really know was as common as it is until I joined like these like pregnancy forums or whatever, like on the What to Expect app and like Baby Center and things like that, you know, where new moms or pregnant moms can like post their questions or whatever about their pregnancy and, you know, share advice and tips and whatever, all that good stuff. But I started seeing some people talking about how like it was okay for them to drink like a glass of wine, and you know, how they had a beer and whatever, and I'm just like, what? Like, I don't know, I'm not here to judge anyone, but to me personally, I'm like, God forbid anything goes wrong during the pregnancy and something happens to the baby. Like, would you not feel like a sense of like guilt and like you didn't do everything that you could have to prevent something, you know? But obviously a lot of the times it is out of your hands, but I don't know, like I would just not risk it personally. Like drinking, smoking, all of that, I don't know how anyone can be pregnant and continue to do those things, but to each their own. There are a lot of people who do those things and they're the babies are perfectly fine. So I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the unpopular opinions that I have for pregnancy. If you guys have any of your own, feel free to leave them in the comments. I was not here to judge anyone. So if anything in what I said offended you, please try not to take too much offense. And if you want to have a discussion in it, you know, leave a comment and I'd love to read what you have to say. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to see some more videos. I will be doing more content on pregnancy as I wrap up the end of my pregnancy. So I will be doing more content on that. I will be incorporating more lifestyle and just new mommyhood and things like that. So if you're interested, please stick around and be sure to follow me on my socials. My TikTok and Instagram is listed in the description box. So if you'd like to follow me on there and keep up with me on those platforms, I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Till next time.